Hello, Anand. This is Jeff Way with CineSys. Looking forward to having a conversation with you in regards to Embrace. Um, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Jeff. How are you?
I am great. It's spring is springing, and so I'm excited to have a conversation here as we head into NAB is now officially less than 7 weeks away. Um, Wanted to get a couple minutes with you today and discuss our partnership with Embrace and some of the unique value propositions your company brings to the table for the media workflow business. Um, with that, maybe you can give us a little bit of background on yourself and how you came to Embrace, and then maybe we can dive in a little bit more on Embrace.
Yeah, sure. So, just to reiterate, my name is Anand. I am a Solutions Architect for North America for Embrace. I've been with Embrace for about a year and a half now, and I've basically spent the past 20 years of my career inside the media workflow space. So I've worked with a lot of the orchestrators out there through a few different companies, and finally ended up at Embrace, where not only are we a workflow engine, but we're also a whole kind of business process automation suite. So it's pretty exciting to get to that higher level of orchestration.
Great. Yeah, it seems as digital workflows continue to mature, that other layer of the business process administration is pretty unique as well. Um, as far as Embrace is concerned, so maybe you can give us a little bit of history on the company, what the genesis was, maybe some of the key players and your
Sure.
target areas. That'd be great.
Yes. So the story starts in 2015. So Julien Gachot, our CEO, noticed that there was a gap in the market for promo generation. So a lot of the processes surrounding promo generation involve a editor, for example, having to go in manually adjust information, and that information is often just really basic. So it could be just changing the date, or instead of next Sunday, it says next Monday, or maybe they have to change timing slightly. And while he was observing all of this, there was another gentleman named Frederick Plete who was kind of automating all this stuff within After Effects on his own. So he was using the After Effects scripting engine to pipe some of that stuff in and make his life easier. And this was a perfect marriage because at that point, Julia saw that, oh, not only Fred could use this, but a lot of other people could be using this. So together, along with Francois Biard, who was our CTO up until very recently when he retired, started the company in 2015. And the initial project and product was called Automated. And it was specifically designed to take wide sources of data and then automate the bulk generation of promos and advertisements as part of a larger workflow. So
Right.
once that product was established, customer needs obviously evolved. So it went from just creating these promos to doing wider things, such as taking the promos and then maybe doing the QC process, maybe delivering to some sort of service online. But as customer needs grew, so did Automated itself. And it grew to the point where there was enough non-graphics related tasks where we could actually spin off the product into a second product designed purely for general purpose media orchestration. And so that product was called Pulsit. So we try to gear Automated towards creative departments, anybody doing batch graphics generation, and Pulsit towards people looking for pure orchestration across different media platforms. And those are our two products that we sell today.
And those are uh, the term is automate it as in IT and pulse it as in IT,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, and I'll say this as a Canadian. It's a very French way of doing things. So the IT is pronounced it. So don't say automate IT. Don't say pulse IT. It's pulse it and automate it, guys.
Got it. Well, it rolls off the tongue a lot better too,
It
right?
does for sure.
Um, and so I heard Canada. Whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in Ottawa, Canada. So when you
Okay.
said it's
Spring.
spring on the horizon there, it is not here. We're getting 20 cents of snow this weekend.
Uh, all right. Sorry. Well, we'll dangle that out there for you. And so that's applicable not just to, of course, not just to broadcast streams, but streams, OTT streams as well. Correct. I mean, that's
Correct. Yeah. So we have a lot of very interesting projects that we've done with automated. We have a lot of good case studies on our website regarding both automated and pulse it. The automated case studies involve companies like AMG Mercedes, Canal Plus, and there's a few others. So big
right.
French companies. The pulse it use cases are kind of all across the board. So whether it's post houses all the way up to full broadcasters, pulse it can play in any area of the media space.
Right. And that's our interest, of course, in introducing and getting it embraced here across North America as well. Right. One kind of basic question, is this completely a SaaS based product, or are there instances of servers that reside at customers, or how is the product hosted?
Yeah, I like that question. So it is not a SaaS-based product. So we
Okay.
sell a subscription license, and
Uh-huh.
that can be deployed however you want. So it
Got
can
it.
be deployed fully on-prem, it can be deployed fully in the cloud platform of your choice, or it can be deployed in a hybrid model across a cloud and on-prem environment.
Makes a lot of sense, especially
And
give, sorry, go ahead.
like there's a lot of we see a lot of benefits in deploying that way because first of all we don't limit what you can do with the software.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we don't care about the number of jobs you run. We don't care about what products you're using alongside ours. We just say, here's a license and have at her. Um, there's very few additional licenses or options that we need to provide in this deployment model because a customer is autonomous to do whatever they'd like once they've purchased a license.
Right. Then of course there's significant amount of customization that can occur as well. Both.
There can be, yeah. Like one of the other things that we like to pride ourselves on is yes, we can do customization, but we provide all the tools to allow a customer to do quote unquote customization themselves. So
Right.
when we do these customizations, we're not writing custom code. We're just putting together existing blocks in a creative way.
So I'm glad to hear about that hybrid, kind of on-prem, off-prem cloud approach. I think if there's anything that's the norm in the media workflow business today, it's nothing is normal. Everything is different, and so the flexibility is key there. Um, kind of drilling down on the products, can you outline maybe a specific use case for the Pulsit product that you've found unique and interesting and might resonate with people that are listening to us here today?
Yeah, so I'd say typical is probably not the word I would use. And I only say that because of the flexibility the Pulse it offers. So maybe instead of typical, I'd use a word, common maybe, because we do have
Okay.
some overlapping workflows between different customer types even.
Right.
But like a really common use case we have is MAM augmentation. So there's a lot of different MAMs out there. CineSys themselves sell a few different MAMs and support those MAMs, but we because of our flexibility, have the capability to kind of connect and enhance any of these MAMs. So through our REST API functionality or through webhooks or through custom actions within a given MAM, you can really easily push data out of a MAM and get data into a MAM using our workflow engine. Um, Another common use case would be just ingest in general. So this could be into a MAM, it could be into a PAM, a production asset manager. Um, but a lot of this stuff comes from different sources. It needs to go through a transcode process before ingest. And currently, some customers might be doing it manually. So we allow them to automate that process, which is something they may have to do multiple times a day. Um, Another use case could be like wrangling data. So getting information from, let's say, one source and then having to transform it to another source as part of a larger media workflow. That's another thing we do really well because of our low code approach. Um, and then like if someone is, let's say, doing a transcode and then manually delivering it to a bunch of places, maybe they want to automate a process like that. So again, we can take all that information, build reliable, repeatable workflows that they can just deploy automatically anytime they need to do something like that.
Do you have like a specific use case of, say, a broadcast sporting event, something that Embrace has worked on, um, that you can reference?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example, and this is actually automated, but the concept is very similar to Pulse It. I'll give you an example with AMG Mercedes. So they do once a year for all AMG owners. They invite these owners to a track day in Germany,
Right.
and so a driver comes on. They hop in a car. They take a few laps. So what they added was a in-car camera, which records the
Oh, cool.
driver, and
Right.
then an app that the driver would have on their phone, which records things like telemetry and speed and turning force, things like that. So all the data about their few laps that they did. So what then happens is both the video and the data get uploaded to Azure cloud, and automated sitting up there takes all that data, uses its ability to automate After Effects to pipe that data and the video that was recorded by the in-car camera into this After Effects template, and then that gets turned into a fan engagement video, which gets automatically sent to the customer who was just doing those laps. And all
Right.
that is fully automated. So the customer drives around a few times, and then within a short period gets a video that has him driving, has all the graphics elements that were defined in the After Effects project, and his face in the actual video. So it's a great example of how
Sure.
automation can drive not only regular media projects, but also these more niche corporate cases.
Sure. Well, and applicable, like you were saying, is a broader base, the ability, the framework of being able to integrate all these different media data sources and then output something automatically. And it's immediate gratification for those customers. I mean, we're starting to see those sorts of
Absolutely.
fan engagement things in professional sports as well, right? And so being
Yeah.
able to go see something on your phone and whatnot. Um, very, very interesting. That's, like you said, engagement, and that's worth a few more dollars. Um, I wanted to touch base on, kind of the buzzword of the day these days, would be kind of lacking if I did not ask, is there anything that Embrace is doing in the AI space that would be applicable here, or is that, how are you engaging with the AI space? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so our general philosophy with our product is the customer is always right. So we have customers that have used Embrace to do AI things, and customers that are still kind of wary of how AI data security is handled, et cetera, on the
Oh,
cloud
interesting.
side of things. But as a
Kind of a
general principle, Pulseit can use any AI service that has some sort of API, right? And we've done these projects with several different customers, and those AI services can range from things like AI driven video generation. So take some sort of text and
right.
make a video out of it. Auto transcription, scene detection, binge markers, face recognition, intelligent resizing, like going to a 9:16 without messing up the video, text to speech, even using like
Fascinating. Yeah.
GPTs to get information about something that's being driven through the workflow. All of
Right.
that serves a larger purpose, which is um, depending on the customer. For example, maybe in the MAM ingest workflow or the MAM augmentation workflow, they also want to send up a proxy to AI so that it auto tags with information about that
Right.
that source media, right? And then adds it to their MAM. So AI is great, but it can't live in a silo. If you actually want to take advantage of the power of some of these AI services out there, you need some sort of workflow engine sitting around it. Otherwise, it's just another manual step in what's already probably a manual process. And if you have a product like Embrace that, or like Pulse it, then you can not only take advantage of these AI services, but make it
Right.
seamless to the end user. So they don't know it's going off to like the engineers know, but the actual creatives don't necessarily need to know that it's going off to some AI service to get data or to do face recognition or to do auto transcription. All these were historically very manual tasks. And
Right.
in the
Yeah.
specific use case of a MAM is great as long as you have metadata to fill it out. If it's an
Right.
empty MAM, it's absolutely useless. So the more information you can log about
Sure.
your assets, the better. And AI really helps with that.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, I mean, it's allowing the creatives to do what they do best is be creative, right? Get rid of these
Yep.
rote tasks. So that's exciting. Again, let them try things out or get some prompts or give some prompts that give them some opportunities to try out some different workflow ideas, video storytelling ideas. I wanted to touch base on kind of last but not least is NAB, as I mentioned earlier, is just around the corner. Maybe you can give us a little bit of a teaser, share with us what your booth number is, and see if we can get some folks watching this to join us on the show floor.
Yeah, I hope so. So I guess first off, we'll be in the West Hall at booth W2249.
Okay.
Roughly the same place we were last year, if anybody saw us last year. So come see us. We'll be showing some really exciting new workflows with our partner AWS. We'll be showing some new workflows involving CodeMill, who's another one of our partners. And we'll also be expanding our list of transcode integrations. So more news to come on that soon, but a lot of exciting things happening on the show floor in April.
Okay. Great. Well, we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for taking some time, and let's hope it warms up there. Thanks so much.
Fingers crossed.
All
Thanks,
right.
Jeff.
Yep.